Warning. UnMasked features videos showing dangerous activities and adult situations. SDS Studios advises viewers to not repeat what they are about to see.
Welcome back to part 2 of the Christmas Spectacular. I'm your host, Terry Reynolds. So, as we continue, we have a couple new skits for you in this half as well. We're going to have, of course, some interviews, some videos. So let's get right into it. So, Christmas is all about, family and sharing. So, when you're sharing, sometimes you share eggnog too. Sometimes you have a little too much eggnog. When you do, this is what can happen.
And I'm going in. Well, my leg doesn't go up first.
So, you drink too much eggnog, get an upset stomach, and sometimes, your bowels just take over. Like this. Speaking of alcohol and Santa, the two should never mix. You can kill the poor little guy.
Look out!
Speaking of Santa Claus, did you ever wonder what he would be like when he was really young, like, his late teens, if he had joined a college fraternity? This is probably what it would look like.
Yeah! Oh my God!
Remember back when you were a little kid? You'd go to Santa Claus, sit on his lap. He'd ask you what you wanted for Christmas. This next girl, I already know what she wants. She wants her 2 front teeth.
Do I want to take another hit?
This next kid, he's gonna ask for a better singing voice for his brother.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
And this next little girl, she's gonna ask Santa Claus for a new face. She couldn't grasp the concept of the trust fall. She busted her melon on the floor.
You're going to close your eyes, and you're going to fall, and you're going to see if you can trust Dad to catch you, okay?
Okay.
If you look at the face of that dad, it's just pure frustration and embarrassment. I mean, who doesn't know what a trust fall is? That's pathetic. Finally, please make sure that when you're getting gifts for children, it's age appropriate. I mean, this next video, this mom bought little Freddie, little kid. She bought him a seesaw. You know what's going to happen there? Poor kid gets catapulted off and launched into a parallel dimension. Okay, so now let's take a look at another one of our new episodes. This is one of my favorites. It's called One Must Go. Okay, so for this segment, it's called One Has to Go. My producers have put together slides. Each one's got 3 different pictures. It'll be 3 of, maybe it's like, 3 different shirts or something, whatever. It's 3 of something, and I have to pick one of them has to go for whatever reason. And so all these pictures, I haven't seen them yet. The producers put these together, so let's get right into this. What's the first thing we got? Alright, this is a pretty easy one. 3 pets. You got man's best friend. How could you get rid of that? You got this nice little goldfish over here. You give him a little bit of food once in a while. No bother. Then you got this. Cats are evil. They're the most vindictive creature that, we have in our houses. There's no doubt in my mind. The cat's gotta go. What do we got next? Alright, Hall of Fame athletes. You got Greg Maddux from Atlanta Braves. Cy Young Award-winning pitcher. Can't get better. You got Michael Jordan. If not one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And then you've got Joe Montana, Hall of Fame NFL quarterback. All three of these are great athletes. That's a hard one. Only because, I don't even know. I guess I'm going to get rid of Joe Montana, man. I'm sorry. Sucks, but all three of them are good. That was a hard one. What do we got next? Give me something better. All right, burgers. Now you're talking something Terry's into. So let's start over here on all over here. We have Five Guys. How can you get rid of Five Guys? That's one of my favorite burger places of all time. Next, we have the Whopper from Burger King. Still, flame broiled. It's not as good as this, but definitely a good burger. Then you got the Big Mac. Come on, McDonald's, step it up. I mean, it's two hamburger patties that are half soybean, half kangaroo. Who knows what the hell is in there? A little bit of lettuce sprinkled in there. It's supposed to be cheese. I think it's just plastic. So that's not a hard one either. Big Mac's out of here. All right, next. Oh, here's a good one. We have the Lakers. I have to get rid of one of these famous Lakers. You got Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. You've got Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq. And then you got LeBron James. LeBron James is one of the greatest as well. No way I could get rid of him. I'm sorry, Shaq, but you couldn't hit a free throw from 2 feet away. His shooting percentage sucks. He's only good because he's giant. You give him the ball and he's going to dunk it. Yeah, and he's going to rebound it. But, if he steps from underneath the rim, he sucks. Shaq, I'm sorry, man. You're out of here. All right, soda. So, over here we got Dr. Pepper. Been around for a long time, and everybody's favorite is Pepsi. And then we've got RC Cola. So everybody's going to think, Terry automatically is going to keep Pepsi. I am, but let me tell you, out of all these three, RC Cola, it's nectar of the gods. I don't care what anybody says, RC Cola is a great soda. It's almost like you take Pepsi and Coke and mix them together. I don't know what's in that, but it's great. Dr. Pepper just sucks. So, for me, Dr. Pepper's out of here. He's gone. All right, so sports. So, here we've got baseball. America's pastime. Almost every major city in this country has a baseball team. And here's my man Mahomes. Oh yeah. So football, another one of America's great pastimes. The Super Bowl is one of the greatest TV events of the year. I mean, people wait all year just to see a commercial surrounding us, all the entertainment surrounding us. The Super Bowls in football is definitely one of the all-time greatest American sports. Then we got soccer. I'm sorry, it's called football. Well, I'm sorry, America already has football, and it's much better. Soccer sucks. I'm out. It's out. What's next? Oh my God. How am I supposed to pick between this? Who set these slides up? Someone's an ass. So, in case some of you are younger and you don't know your dictators, Adolf Hitler, responsible for the deaths of over 6 million people. He committed, a genocide against the Jewish people of Western Europe. Definitely not a great guy. You got Saddam Hussein, who, he tortured his people for years. He used chemical gases against his own people, killed thousands of his own citizens. Horrible person. And you got Joseph Stalin, who was, leader of Russia way back, the Iron Curtain. These guys all suck, but I wouldn't be a decent human being if I didn't get rid of Adolf. I'm sorry, man, but, they all suck. Wish I could get rid of all of them, but you got to get rid of Adolf. You can't keep him around. We got anything else for it? Horror movie villains. So we got Jigsaw from the Saw movies. You got Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. And you've got my man Freddy Krueger over here from Nightmare on Elm Street. So let's start with Jigsaw. Let's get real. And all three of these guys, this guy does all his own killing. This guy does all his own killing. Jigsaw, he sets up games. You want to play a game? And he lets, people basically kill themselves in his traps. He's not really a killer. He's just, I don't know, he's weak. You got this man. If you're ever in a dark forest and you see him, you might as well just stop and let him kill you because he's gonna get you. And Freddy, come on. You have to sleep sometime. You have to sleep. And that's where the man gets you. You're defenseless. So, Jigsaw Man, you're out of here. So that's it for our first One Has to Go. I really enjoyed this segment. If you have any ideas for topics we could do, you can go to my Facebook page and you can comment on there. You can send me a message on Facebook. You can go and let a comment underneath our video, underneath this video, and any topics that you want to see me pick between, I'll gladly do it. So let's go back to the show. So of all the new segments that we've come up with for Unmasked for this Christmas Spectacular, that one was definitely my favorite one to make, my favorite one out of all of them. That'll definitely be in upcoming episodes. So before we go into this interview, let's hear from our final sponsor for the Christmas Spectacular.
Hi, I'm 1990's Anthony Sullivan, and I'm here to tell you all about a blast from the past called the Tap Line. No longer will you accidentally spill over your vodka in hopes of drinking away the fact that you brought a strange, abusive man home with you. Tapping it on is so fun, I bet you'll be calling us again in no time just to buy some more. When using the Tap Light, you have the choice to safely drink your problems away and escape from that strange man. Or you can just make your way to the bathroom and wash the warm, sticky guilt right off of your desperate hands. No! Oh my God! Tap it off to let him know it's time to tap you on. There's actually a lot of real, practical uses for this great product. You'll have to bear with me and ignore my shitty VHS tapes. There we go, what do you guys want to watch? You better get some ice for that toe. The Tap Light works great as a nightlight, unless you turn it off, and you better because this shit ain't cheap. Turn it off while you're taking a shit. Leave a whole trail of lights down the stairs to get rid of your kids. They'll follow them all the way out the door and you'll never see them again, even if it's raining. Go for it. Oh no, the boogeyman's coming, and if he's already got you by the legs, it's too late. You should have bought a Tap Light. Get one for the backseat of your car for those steamy romantic dates. Another lonely, rainy night? The Tap Light's here for you. Don't go around spending hundreds of dollars on these things because we're gonna give you 4 Tap Lights for $19.95. You can afford that, come on. Just don't eat lunch for like 2 days.
Okay, so I saved the best for last this year. Prepare yourself. This is the most famous person I've interviewed on Unmasked yet. It's a great interview. I'm glad this guy took the time out to talk to us. Let's get right into it. Okay, so before we get into this next interview, I need to give you a little bit of backstory so you understand kind of where the interview is going and coming from. And so, for those of you who don't know, back in 2012, Hulk Hogan, you know, the famous wrestler from WWE, he was involved in a sex tape scandal. It was with Heather Clem, who is the wife of Bubba the Love Sponge, who's a famous talk show shock jock. At the time of this, when his tape was filmed, him and Bubba were very, very good, close friends, and Hulk Hogan had just gone through a messy divorce with his wife. So, as the story goes, Bubba felt bad for Hulk Hogan and said, you know what? Whatever, you're like my brother. Here, take my wife, have a good time, get your mind off of things. Not my cup of tea, but hey, to each their own. So, Hogan swears up and down that he had no idea at all that this was being filmed or that was going to be distributed afterwards. He claimed that he was just as shocked as everyone else was. So, Hogan went on to sue the Gawker website who released the sex tape, because, it was released without his knowledge, recorded without his knowledge. Now, that's the part that, if you've heard about it before, that part's recycled over and over and over by all the news outlets. I mean, that's what everybody hears, but I thought today we could maybe talk to Hulk Hogan and get his side of the story, maybe the behind-the-scenes things, stuff that we haven't heard before. So, with further ado, here's my special guest, the most famous person we've ever had on Mass, Hulk Hogan!
Okay, Maniacs, here we go.
First of all, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to talk with us. I know you're a busy man.
I wasn't going to do this, but we're all sitting at home, and we're trying to make the best of everything. I just feel that like this temporary situation is going to blow by.
So, what's your thoughts on how the pandemic's going to be as we go into 2021?
Everybody's doing the right thing. Everybody's going to get really, really, really healthy and stay on track. And I think it's going to be a V. I think we're going to take off to greatness one more time. So
before we get into the whole sex tape thing, I heard something's really been bothering you lately.
that being said, we just got done doing arms, me and Ron Howard, and everybody keeps banging on me about The Rock. Banging on me about The Rock.
Why? What's the issue with The Rock?
I guess every day he's sitting down with his fans, and a lot of them wrestling fans, and talking about matches and talking about his acting career and really interesting stuff. I mean, I love watching it.
So I know lately, The Rock's been bringing up the sex tape and talking a lot of smack on you about it. How accurate is what he's saying?
And I listened to it, and he's pretty much spot on. But,
But then again, it's only his side. He wasn't even there.
I mean, you got to get both sides of the story, and then somewhere in the middle is what really happened. But he's pretty much spot on.
So earlier when you and me were talking, you had said that a lot of the rivalry with The Rock had come from when you had been working for Ted Turner in WCW and you came back to work for Vince McMahon with the WWE.
Coming back from WCW, you guys may understand this, but when you're working for Ted Turner, or working for AEW, or working for any other person, Vince hates competition, and Vince pretty much usually wipes the board clean when he, puts the pedal to the metal.
So in a way, Vince kind of let this whole rivalry go with The Rock because he felt betrayed by you in the first place. You all for leaving when you went to WCW years ago.
We were with Ted Turner for 10 years, actually coming after Vince, actually trying to put him out of business. So when I went back to the WWF with Nash and Hall, we were not the most liked guys in the dressing room. We had a ton of heat with everybody.
So if Vince felt betrayed, why did he bring you back in the first place?
Walking into this thing, I talked to Vince, and what The Rock said was spot on. A lot of people didn't want us back, and I totally understand that. If we're trying to put you out of business and take over the world, why would you want three guys coming back in that, we're trying to do that to you? But at the end of the day, one hand washes the other. The wrestling business and competition, we're all the boys. The boys are the boys. So at the end of the day, we came in, and at first people were hesitant, and it was just a tough situation, and that transcended. One of the things that The Rock didn't say, or maybe he did say, I don't remember, was that Vince, and The Rock didn't know this, but Vince called me on the phone, and of course, Rock was in control. He was the man. Stone Cold was also in control. He was the man. There were two powerhouses at the time, but I had the chance to work with The Rock, and Vince on the phone goes, "Hey, Hogan, if you're coming back, you better bring it."
Okay, so fast forward a couple of years from when you came back to the WWE. What was your mindset going into this encounter with Heather Clem?
And I was in my mind thinking, okay, if the Hulkamaniacs are still with me, you might want me to take it back.
So after the whole tape came out and you found out what happened, were you even thinking that maybe there's a chance that maybe you and Heather get together and do a sequel?
But I didn't say that, okay? I was just thinking that hopefully if things went my way.
So what kind of mindset did Bubba have knowing what was going to happen with you and his wife when he offered it to you?
Things would be cool.
So part of the tape, it was really hard to see. It was blurry. It was like the camera was being shaken over and over and over. What was going on in that instance?
Stop a million times.
So at what point did you regret taking Bubba up on his offer for his wife?
When I came,
and knowing that, what was your mindset with him, or how did you feel going in, knowing that he said he was cool with it?
Well, you better bring it. It's not like it used to be. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever.
So I know after this encounter happened, you had gone back to Bubba's house, and a day or two later, what was the conversation, or what took place when you went back?
So when I went back, they wanted me to go down to Miami.
I'm sure when he went back, things were really weird, because he knew what just happened a couple days ago with you and his wife. So, I mean, did he do anything to reassure you that everything was all right? It was cool,
Don't worry, that's kind of his attitude.
What did Heather say when you confronted her about the tape?
You either understand that it's an art form, you either understand the cadence, placement. But they asked me to go down to Miami, and out of respect, I said, yeah, I'll go down, because I had all the respect in the world.
Respect? You just got done banging the guy's wife. There's nothing respectful about that. So, even at that time, you were starting to get a little older, and, things don't always work when you're older. So, did you have any thoughts on, the little Hulkster, performing properly?
Okay, that's cool, but in my mind I'm thinking, well, if this doesn't work, what are we going to do? Keep doing this? If it's not working? I said, I can't do that. My God.
I'm sure looking back at your wrestling career, it's a lot harder it's a lot easier to perform when you've got like thousands in attendance at Madison Square Garden than by yourself.
I'm going over. I'm going to get hurt. I mean, I need a crowd.
So after Miami, was there any other encounters with Heather Clem?
Push comes to shove, we end up in Toronto.
So after this, and you wanted to end it, it sounds like she was really addicted to the Hulkamania. So, was there anything that you did to her, try to be mean or anything, try to deter her so she wouldn't ask you for future encounters?
I did everything I could to be the most evil person in the world. I got an 18-wheeler, I crucified him, I ran him over with an 18-wheeler, I backed it up, I ran him over again.
I'll bet her bedroom smelled like desperation and despair.
It's like you can smell it in the air, like The Rock said, Phil Collins. It was one of those electric nights, So
you were saying before that being an evil person towards her when, you were doing that like it really turns you on?
I heard this mixture of turbulence, of energy. It was like, reminded me of WrestleMania 3 when I went out with Andre. The turbulence and the energy was just like, I felt like I was going to come.
So you were really in the moment.
My soul was going to come out of my body because it was there. I mean, it was there.
So you were saying earlier that after, the encounter happened in Toronto, that, Bubba felt very intimidated by your actions, what you did when he came in the room. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
No doubt. So I just wanted to make sure everything was cool. So all of a sudden, when I gave him the push, I kind of like did what is crossing the line a little bit. I looked at him and I went, whatever this thing. I pointed at him. Oh, no, I flexed a couple times, whatever I did, posed, flexed. Then I went, bring it. And as soon as I did that.
You were saying that you had some injuries from a previous wrestling match before you went into this encounter with Heather?
But the weirdest thing was I had a couple broken ribs because 2 weeks before I'd wrestled at the Sundome against Rikishi.
So even with broken ribs, you're showing her what Hulkamania is all about.
I slowed him down because it sounded like a cannon was going off. And this guy was like, boom, I would have thrown another one, but I took my time and boom, boom, and it was just there. I mean, it was there from the beginning to the end. And then,
so when this whole experience concluded, what was your thoughts on everything? When you reflected back.
Thank God this is over.
So in a nutshell, that's pretty much your whole story about what happened, behind the scenes, what we didn't see, when we watched the news, what.
That's kind of like the Reader's Digest version. I could talk for hours about it because there's all these crazy details.
Did any moments with Heather feel forced or was it all like natural? Did it just kind of flow?
It was all organic. It was all okay. It all worked.
If the chance came up, would you do it again with her?
So if we could light it up one more time, could be crazy.
So now after this, do you feel better putting this version of your story out, for your fans to hear so they can get your recollection, just not what the media portrayed?
I didn't think any response was necessary, but with all the people coming at me so strong, I had to say something. So that's my 2 cents worth. Peace out. Love you guys.
Thanks, Hulk. That was a very insightful 10 minutes. We're very pleased to have you on the show. You're welcome back anytime. Thanks again, and let's go to a clip. Fleet enemas, $1.39. That's just what I want to get in my trick-or-treat bag. Long Wee Wee engagement announcement. They were destined to be together. That's perfect. It's 2 a.m. You can call a cab, text party info, have anal sex. Oh yeah, it's my kind of billboard right there. Let's go. Exotic dancing goats wanted. What the hell is that? Why would you want it? Woman missing since she got lost. What kind of moron is writing articles in papers anymore? A 50-year-old Welton Avenue woman reported September 4th that her neighbors had trespassed on her lawn, cutting and raking grass for her in an intimidating manner. Dude, I don't care how intimidating you want to do it. You're going to come do my yard work for me? Yo, I haven't poured you a drink. Help wanted. Cab drivers wanted. Nights and weekends must have good driving and a criminal record. You know, those two things usually don't go together. You know, unless you're a wheelman for some kind of a heisting operation. Surgeon wanted for a new health clinic opening in the area. No experience needed. Must have your own tools. First of all, I mean, if I'm opening up a new health clinic, I'd want an experienced surgeon. Number two, what kind of surgeon carries his own tools? Welcome back. So there you have it. You know, there's Hulk Hogan's side of the whole sex tape scandal. You know, there's always 3 stories to what really happened. There's this person's side, that person's side, and what really happened. So, you know, we've all heard, you know, the other side. That was the Hulkster side. So thanks Hulk Hogan for taking time for this interview. So let's take a minute to reflect on what we just saw, and let's look at our second montage for this Christmas spectacular. It's called Surf's Up.
Preview.
Always knew hoverboards were death traps, but yet we keep getting our kids these for Christmas. Horrible mistake. And one thing I always notice is people ride these hoverboards, they're made for kids. You have full-grown adults riding, overweight people riding them, you know. They're only rated for so many pounds, you know. They got tiny motors, tiny gears. And besides, when, you know, Helga falls off and Sumo slams the concrete with her giant ass cheek, you gotta replace that concrete, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Just ban these things. So like we always do, let's check in with our friend Carla again. Let's see what she's up to now.
So I got a new job. I'm working security up here at the Walgreens, you know, because they let me have free soda. Well, I actually, it ain't free. I take it. Don't, hold on. I'm just standing outside smoking a cigarette, and I look over and I see freaking Ronnie coming in the parking lot, and, you know, I'm waving and whatever. He said, "Hey, baby." just gonna pick up a movie. He want to get Ernest Goes to Camp or something. He goes up to the red box and sees that of course they don't have it, Ronnie, you freaking idiot. And he starts freaking punching the box. I'm like, hey, I'm an authority of the law. You need to calm down, sir. Ronnie, my husband. I mean, he is my husband, but I am an authority of the law. He gets in his freaking Trans Am and starts doing donuts, okay? Loses control of the Trans Am and crashes into this brick cinder block here, causing all this freaking destruction, and then crashes into the red box and starts stealing all the movies. And I'm like, hey, I need freaking backup. Of course, I'm the only person on duty. There ain't no backup. He takes every freaking movie out of there. So if you see Ronnie, he's probably at home watching these movies with RJ. I don't know what he's doing. That's all I saw.
So before we close out the Christmas Spectacular, let's check out our last new segment. It's called Unmasked the Singer.
Strange to think the songs we used to sing, the smiles, the flowers, everything is gone. Yesterday I found out about you, even now just looking at you feels wrong.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Hey, what up,
Grab
girl?
my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city.
Let's go.
Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicure on our toes, toes. Trying on all our clothes, clothes. Boys blowing up our phones, phones. Drop top and playing our favorite CDs. Pulling up to the parties, trying to get a little bit tipsy. Don't stop, make it pop. DJ, blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. No.
Everybody has those days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. That's right. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Yeah. Sometimes I'm in a jam. I've gotta make a plan. It might be crazy. I do it anyway. No way to know for sure. I figure out a cure. I'm patching up the holes, but then it overflows.
Wow, that was horrible. I think I need hearing aids now. I just suffered massive hearing damage. What we just witnessed was, was an off-key, out-of-tune audio assault on us. It was horrible. Well, after that segment, I think I've lost my will to live. So this is definitely a good place to, end this Christmas Spectacular. I want to thank everybody for watching this year so far, and we've got much more coming next year. I'm asking everybody, please, like this video, go to STS Studios YouTube page and subscribe. Share us with your friends. Tell everybody. We're definitely going to finish out season 1. That's 6 more episodes, and I really want to do a season 2. But it all depends on you guys. We have to have enough views, and you got to make it worthwhile. So please, get the word out about the show. Tell everybody you know. Even people you don't think is gonna like it, tell them. You never know what people might make like. So, thank you guys for watching. And one last thing, I'm pleased to announce, the STS Studios brand is growing. In early March of next year, Our producer Steve is putting on a podcast. It's called Mind of a Madman, where he's going to talk about just random things, whatever pops into his head, whatever, viewers or your listeners, call in and bring up. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. That's going to be available on SDS Studios YouTube page. It's also going to be on Spotify, so can't wait for that. So once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Okay, so I'll see you right back here, January 15th, with another episode of Unmasked. Till then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Catch you next year.
Alright, I think you know this tune. And with what's going on right now in the world, I think you might like it. Alright, here we go. Why did this happen? I don't know. A virus out of control, can't go anywhere. Stuck in my house, people need healthcare. We're shut down, everything's closed. Don't touch your face or you might get exposed. Stay safe, stay clean. I really hate COVID-19. Can't touch this. Please don't go outside, ladies and gentlemen. You can't touch this. You literally cannot touch anything. Can't touch this. Alright, second verse. Empty shelves, long lines, toilet paper's out and I can't get wine. Wuhan started it all. Economy's down and stock markets fall. No crowds, no groups. Wash your hands after taking a poop. Corona virus locked in my room, got me feeling really pissed. COVID-19, this is the year of self-quarantine. Please wash your hands. I hope you like this song. Can't touch this. No groups over 10 people, please. Can't touch this. Alright, here we go. Stay 6 feet away, back up, jobs are gone, talk about bad luck, social distance, a new term, every day new cases confirmed, the future, uncertain, find a vaccine, then the tides be turning up, it's alright, we ain't going down without a fight, don't worry, don't panic, let's work together and save our planet. Can't touch this. You can't touch this. Not for real though. Don't touch this.
There are bees in my room.